States of our republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible with liberty and justice for all.
All right, clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson. Alderman Montoya. Alderman Ruthenberg.
Here.
Alderman Fairwell.
Here.
Alderman McGee.
Here.
Alderman Carr. Alderman Roll.
Here.
5 present, Your Honor.
Okay, next we have presentation of journal proceedings. We need a motion to approve the minutes from our last meeting on January 13th, 2026. Is there a motion? Push by Alderman Ruthenberg, second by Alderman McGee on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Ruthenberg.
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell.
Aye.
Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
Alderman Roll.
Aye.
5 present, ayes, yours.
Public comment. As a reminder, the public comment period is not a time for dialogue. The purpose of the public comment period is for the mayor and aldermen of the city to receive input from their community. It is in fact a one-way communication to the city council. The city's administration and department heads are available for discussions after the meeting. Is there any public comment?
Good evening, Your Honor, City Council meeting. As they say in Spanish, está frío fuera. But I'd just like to say a couple things here. I'd like to recognize the Rhode Island Police Department for the rapid response for the would-be robbery at on Western Ave US Bank. And they did a great job acting. Chief Slater did an outstanding job, you know. And you know, I always like to recognize our first responders, police department, fire department, paramedics, so forth. I don't know if everybody knew, but I was a Dallas police officer back in 85, 86. So I know where the police departments go through. Because what happened at attempted robbery over there, you don't know, it could have been, you know, hornet's nest, something, you don't know, especially you don't know. So appreciate, you know, our tax monies goes for the first responders. I appreciate it. A lot of people don't appreciate it. I do. And, yeah, I told, acting Chief Slattery, I'd like to be as part-time. I can't do it no more. I'm too old. Like I said, you know, we have to recognize our first responders, especially nowadays. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'd like to make a note, Alderman Montoya and 703.
Any other public comment? All right, moving on. Proclamation. Lawrence Larry Scannell's 90th birthday.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he's in the audience. So this is a resolution from the city of Blue Island, Cook County, Illinois, honoring Lawrence Scannell on the occasion of his 90th birthday. Whereas Lawrence Larry Scannell, a proud and longtime resident of the city of Blue Island, will celebrate his 90th birthday on January 29th, 2026. And whereas Mr. Scannell is a graduate of St. Rita High School in 1954. I made you a lot younger there, Mr. Scannell. And Northern Illinois University, class of 1960, and honorably served his country as United States Army helicopter pilot from 1960 to 1964, followed by service in the National Guard from 1964 to 1966. And whereas Mr. Scannell dedicated many years to education, coaching, and youth development, serving with the Chicago Public Schools and St. Patrick High School, and was inducted into the St. Patrick High School Hall of Fame in 2013 for exceptional coaching performance. And whereas Mr. Scannell has been a resident of Blue Island since 1965, where he raised 3 children, all born in St. Francis Hospital and educated in Blue Island schools, and later operated a local insurance business on Union Street until his retirement. And whereas Mr. Scannell has demonstrated a strong commitment to public service and community leadership, including service as the treasurer for the Blue Island Park Board, School District 130 board member of the Clark Oil Community Liaison Board, president of the Blue Island West Side Little League, and president of the Hickory Golf League. Whereas Mr. Scannell's life reflects a legacy of service to country, commitment to education, and dedication to the Blue Island community. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the mayor and the city council of the city of Blue Island hereby honor and congratulate Larry Scannell on the occasion of his 90th birthday and extend their sincere appreciation and best wishes for continued health, happiness, and celebration of this milestone, adopted today, 27th day of January 2026, by Colorado Mayor. Is there a motion for the record? Alderman Carr, second by Alderman Ruthenberg. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Scannell, did you want to come up?
I can think of. In years past, when I was coaching and these other things, I never liked individual rewards. Because they never gave credit to the people that really were deserving of them. In this case, I thank my wife and my family, because I certainly could not be here without it. Thank you very much.
I'll take a short recess unless you guys want to stay for the rest of the meeting. No, it's up to you guys. You stay, okay. All right, moving on to mayor's report. We need a motion to approve payroll dated January 16th, 2026, in the amount of $475,366.90. Is there a motion? Alderman Ruthenberg, second by Alderman Montoya on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg.
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell.
Aye.
Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
Alderman Roll.
Aye.
6 ayes, Your Honor.
Carries. Under B, motion for approval of accounts payable dated January 28th, 2026, in the amount of $889,704.12. Is there a motion? Motion by Alderman Fairwell, seconded by Alderman McGee. Is there a question? Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Montoya. Alderman Ruthenberg. Alderman Fairwell.
Aye.
Alderman McGee. Alderman Carr.
Aye.
Alderman Roll.
Aye.
6 ayes, Your Honor.
Carries. Under C, an ordinance for the city of Blue Island, Cook County, Illinois, replacing the city code relating to the establishment of the Board of Fire and Police Commissioners and the removal of references to the Civil Service Commission. Commander Sepisi, did you want to do any last minute statements on this?
Good evening. Again, so this was brought forth probably a month or two ago. The main purpose in driving for this is being a non-home rule community. If we replace the current civil service with the police and fire commission, this would open up the police department to be allowed to do lateral transfers. So we'd be able to establish two separate lists, an initial hire list for those that haven't been in police before, and a lateral entry list that people with law enforcement experience that have already gone through the academy, that we would just have to put through a field training program, would be able to be on a separate registry that we could pull from. And actually make getting our numbers back up to full staff a lot quicker.
Any question? Alderman
Yes, sir.
Fairwell.
Thank you for coming up, and I completely agree with this idea. I think it's a good thing. I'm not really addressing this to you, but at the last meeting, I was concerned because the ordinance as it's presented to us is just completely underlined, which indicates that all language is different. I agree with your idea, but running over fire hose is prohibited, opening fire, I mean, everything in here apparently is new. And I'm puzzled about why that is, and reluctant to vote.
I think the attorney can answer again, but because it's an entire new board, it's all new language. We're repealing the old language.
I guess my question is this language picked up from the old ordinance?
Almost entirely except for the statutory changes, correct? No.
Correct.
And we did correct some grammatical errors that we caught at the last meeting, so no more references to positions that don't exist anymore.
I can't vote for it like this, unless there was a clear delineation of what is new and what's not. I agree completely with what you want to do. I can't vote for this like this.
Alderman, I will say that in researching this, when we talked with the city and the attorney and everything like that, the non-home rule communities that did this was essentially the same process. They had to repeal the stuff that was there before
Okay.
and replace it with that. So that was a lot where this was pulled from other non-home rule communities.
Yeah, I do understand what you're saying. I feel like I need to be more informed about you know, just show me that this language is picked up, this language isn't. I mean, we can vote for it, but I can't vote for it right now. Sorry.
Any other questions for the commander? Thank you. Need a motion? Motion for this ordinance, I'll proceed. Is there a motion? Alderman Montoya, is there a second? Alderman Carr. Any other questions? Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Montoya. Aye. Alderman Ruthenberg.
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell. Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
Alderman Roll.
I'd like to abstain.
Okay. Motion carries. Just also to clarify, and Alderman did ask before, it's not on the minutes, it's on my appointment. I'd like to reappoint the people from CCC to serve on this board. That would be Jim Clinker, Kevin McKinney, and Greg Robinson until their terms expire. If there's no opposition to that, it'll be at the next meeting's agenda, but I know they want to call a meeting because they've been holding off on passage of this ordinance. So if there's any objection to that, I'll allow them to continue to serve. Is there any objection? And my position is to reappoint all three at the next meeting. Moving on to D, an ordinance for the city of Blue Island, Cook County, Illinois, adding section 32-021, charges for services provided for lift assists, chapter 33, fire and police departments, emergency services, of title 3, administration. This is where the law change came in from our chief Haywood, that after 6 times assisting at a nursing home facility, they can then charge after 6 free lift assists. Is there a motion? Motion by Alderman Ruthenberg, second by Alderman Fairwell on the question. Clerk, please go. Alderman Carr.
Is it 6 times per patient or just 6 times to the nursing home?
We know it's the address, or is it per patient?
So the billing goes towards, it doesn't get pushed back on the patient, it gets pushed back on the facility. So they should have the proper staffing to be able to handle lift assists and stuff, things of that nature. They're using us as their middle grounds to do that now. So the billing goes straight to the facility, it doesn't have to go to the patient.
No,
Does that make sense?
my question was, is it 6 times per patient or 6 times per facility?
Per facility.
It's per calendar year.
Yeah, and
Okay.
they get, the initial 6
Yeah.
times, they don't charge, and then after the 6th time.
Any other questions? Thank you. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg.
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell.
Aye.
Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
I,
Alderman Roll.
Aye.
Carries. Next, a resolution for the city of Blue Island, Cook County, Illinois, supporting the renewal of Class 8 real estate tax assessment classification for CNH Development located at 2217 135th Street. I know the owner was here, spoke at the committee of the whole, and provided the financials asked for. Is there a motion? Is there a motion? Alderman McGee, second by Alderman Carr on the question. Alderman Roll.
I just had a comment, once again, with these tax incentives. You are voting to shift this burden onto other residents and businesses. I think it's a fine tool. If used correctly, I don't think we've done any assessment of how many of these we have out. The Tribune reported last month that in 2022, this incentive program shifted $340 million that year onto other residents. So I think, we should ask ourselves, not just does the business deserve it, but do our residents deserve to pick up the tab?
Alderman Fairwell.
Yeah, when I read on to Alderman Roll's comments, we got this document from the city the last time, opportunities to revamp Cook County's incentive classifications, and after going through it, and the Tribune article and so forth, my conclusion is that this is a system that is just completely broken. Is serving no purpose that can be determined, is not measured in any way. Is basically just moving taxes around from one person to another without any thought to what that means. It doesn't seem to be really apparently helping keep businesses. And I'm just not gonna vote for any of these anymore. I'm not.
Any other questions? Thank you. Alderman McGee.
I myself am not a fan of this 6 views and 8s as well. However, I mean, they for this particular instance, they did provide all the documentation that we have requested from them. I don't want to hold up one business over a failed system. So,
Thank you. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg. Alderman Fairwell. Alderman McGee. Alderman Carr.
Aye.
Alderman Roll.
No.
Motion
4
carries. Motion carries. Next, similar situation. And just a reminder, I didn't, put on the agenda the third one that didn't come to our cow, nor did it pass the cow. So just letting you guys know that this is the Harvey Pallets one, resolution for the city of Blue Island, Cook County, Illinois, supporting the renewal of Class 8. Two different locations, 2200 West 138th Street and 13601 Western Avenue. Is there a motion? Motion,
What's this for?
Harvey Pallets.
For Class 8?
Yep. I don't do a motion a second on the question, you can talk. I know Harvey Pallets is here too.
Yeah.
Is there a motion? Alderman McGee, is there a second? Alderman Montoya, on the question, they're here to answer questions. Alderman, are there any questions? Alderman McGee.
yeah, I didn't see the documents, provided.
Right, yeah. Got them right here, sorry. It's a very large packet, so hard to actually,
Kind of paperwork.
yeah, hard to actually send over, you know.
I would come to the mic in case you have to answer any other questions. All right,
Pending review of this, of the document requested. I think that we should probably put this tables. You know, some of the things, have this copied and disseminated to all of you all.
so I thought of, after talking to Alderman Johnson, who I thought was gonna be here, but here's my proposal, so I have reservations myself. If we have motion to approve pending they sign the agreement based on all the concerns that we addressed out of COW, which was in the packet, and pending full review of the financials. Is anybody opposed to doing that? Because it puts it back another month and we have been tabling this for 6 months. Opposition for that, I can make it part of the motion. So they have to sign, do both things before anything's signed by me. Right. I'm gonna amend this motion to include they have to sign the addendum that's in the packet and provide all financials sent to all the aldermen before I sign it. Okay. Any questions for the owner and the attorney that are here, other than what I've just said? All right. Roll call.
Alderman Montoya. Alderman Ruthenberg. Alderman Fairwell. Alderman McGee.
Pending they send everything to you guys.
Really would like to look at those financials before, voting on this. But seeing that they did provide it, and they're being forthwith, I,
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
Alderman Roll.
No.
Motion carries. So
Is this our copy here?
Yes.
Thank you.
this will be distributed to all the aldermen. You're aware of that, correct? Okay. And you've seen the agreement that we've put together? And you're okay with that agreement? You agree to sign that agreement? Okay. Next, we have G, an ordinance for the city of Blue Island, Cook County, Illinois, authorizing and approving the execution of a first amendment to the ground lease agreement by and between the city of Blue Island and Chicago Rail Link LLC. I believe this is only adding language that there's currently some leases that have to expire on this land that the city had for many, many years. I don't know if Administrator Wogan wants to talk about this. No? Are there any questions? This is the Omnitrax.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Sorry, cold medications. So this is an amendment to the land lease agreement that we made with Omnitrax last year. So really what this does is as part of that land lease agreement, there was a 60-day period of discovery, basically to give both sides a chance. This property has a lot of old history on it, right? And so one of the first things that we had to address, and this was all eyes wide open, we knew this going in, is there are some current tenants on there right now. Chris Weber Landscaping, a couple other construction companies. And so what this does is it updates, so each of those tenants has some form of lease. Most of them are month-to-month leases based on old expired leases. So it updates the land lease agreement with Omnitrax to recognize that these existing leases are part of the property. What will most likely happen is Omnitrax will probably negotiate new leases with these companies, provided that they do want to stay there. But this updates our land lease agreement to acknowledge and recognize that we have these existing, I think, like 6 or 7 land lease agreements.
That's 3 or 4.
Those 3 or 4?
I think it's 4 total.
Okay.
But we're talking hundreds of dollars, if that a month.
We get, I think, the highest monthly rent we were getting from it was $600 a month per entity. So compared to the actual commercial market value of renting the space, which we will be starting to get much more comparative with the new land lease with Omnitrax once that financially starts kicking in next year.
Thank you. Alderman Roll.
I was just wondering, did Chicago Rail Link ask for this amendment then?
So the amendment comes about as part of the 60-day discovery process. So I don't know if they asked for it is the right way to put it, but we knew there were going to be existing leases that had to be spoken for when we signed the original land lease agreement with Omnitrax. We knew that those existing leases had not been figured out yet. We were literally, they had not yet made the contacts with the entities yet, spoken to them, clarified where we stood with each of them. So that's the purpose. It's in the interest of both sides.
Yeah, and the way I understood it, because they're all month to month, it'd be favorable to the existing leases. They have much more time to move if they need to move, rather than us telling them you're out in 30 days.
Correct.
Alderman McGee had a question.
Are there, since it's gonna be month to month, or is it, are there gonna be leases in place with?
So this acknowledges their existing month-to-month leases. Like I said, in most of these cases, they had expired leases. And I think the attorney might be able to speak better to this than I can, but in the case of, there's an expired lease that hasn't been spoken to, it is considered a month-to-month lease, which is essentially acknowledging the rights of the person. We can't go in and say you're leaving tomorrow, right? But they don't have an existing updated lease language with the city up till 2030 or whatever, right? And so each of these are month-to-month leases. Like, again, I think in a lot of these cases, they're just going to renegotiate with Omnitrax unless they don't have a desire to stay there. They can have maybe cheaper commercial space somewhere else, what have you.
I think only one responded they wanted to continue, so.
Yeah,
So it's
so
more about giving them more time.
Right.
Is subleasing in the Omnitrax lease?
They're allowed to sublease the lease.
Yes, they
With
are.
our approval, yes, it's in there.
Yes, we have approvals on that, but yes, so Omnitrax, so for example, in a case where there's one entity that does desire to stay and is willing to negotiate with Omnitrax, it's not really Omnitrax's best interest to just kick them out, right? Because their purpose of leasing this land from us is to then sublease it to other commercial entities, and then we share in the profits of that, right? So, but they're gonna manage it, they're gonna build it out and manage it, which is something that the city didn't want to take the responsibility and long-term responsibility to have. We're not in the commercial real estate business, but.
Any other questions? Did I do motion?
No.
All right, any motion? Motion, Alderman Fairwell, second Alderman Carr. We had the question, please do the roll call.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg. Alderman Fairwell.
Aye.
Alderman McGee. Alderman Carr.
Aye.
Alderman Roll.
Motion carries. Under mayor's announcements, I'd like to thank Public Works, Police and Fire. We know we had a small fire over the weekend, and I heard everything was put out pretty quickly. And then Public Works for our snowstorm. Again, I know we are dealing with aging equipment, old streets and everything else, but I think our crew did as best they can with what was coming down. How many inches did we get, Mike? Like 6, 7 inches total? So now it's planning just to clean up all the neighborhoods where the cars were parked during the day or during the night, and come and cleaning up curb to curb, because it's gonna be cold for another week. So thank you, I want to thank you for that. And just heard from our city clerk, so Jerry's Barbecue is planning to open at the end of February, and they've already hired 14 Blue Island residents to work at that restaurant. So that's not something we usually ask, but because they took a small incentive from the city, it's nice to know that. And all 14 live in town. So that's what I have, city clerk.
Our hometown hero banners, applications are being done now in the clerk's office. As of today, when I left, there were 67 hometown hero banners gonna be put up this year. Black History is approaching. That's wrong, right? It's the 23rd. Black History is approaching. The Hot Shot contest is February 23rd. I think the flyers say the 3rd. It's incorrect. The 23rd, it's a Monday night at 7 o'clock at John D. Reeder Rec Center. There's a movie night every Friday night at the John D. Reeder Rec Center for Black History. And also the Black History Awards luncheon is February 27th at 1 o'clock at East Annex. That's all I have.
Thank you. Detroit.
I need a motion for the December twenty twenty-five treasurer's report.
Motion Alderman, yep,
Was it in the packet?
Yeah. the back.
Oh, I missed it then, okay.
Is motion? Alderman Ruthenberg, seconded. Alderman Montoya on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg. Alderman Fairwell.
Aye.
Alderman McGee. Alderman Carr. Alderman Roll.
Motion carries. All right, thank you. No executive today. City administration, you have anything else?
Just brief as we start, as we're kind of at the beginning of the year now, so for appropriations process, we are right now in a little bit of a holding pattern, just waiting on the accounting to catch up. So we just they're almost done reconciling through December, so then we'll have the final numbers. I still am hopeful, though, that we'll have enough information and enough time, Mark, Lauren from Kesberg and myself, to get an initial draft in front of you for the first February cow. Right, so this would be the initial numbers, which we would have then solicit your discussion with myself or other members of the staff, department heads, what have you. And then I'm gonna be working with the city treasurer as we go from first draft to final draft. I'm not gonna put a date on the final draft because every year I've been here, I've done that, and every year it's not hit. So on the plus side, though, we are starting our 2025 audit this year, which is the earliest we've ever started an audit. So that's both speaks to that we have a pretty good relationship with this auditor, and we're starting to get prioritized a little bit better, which we were really backburning last time. But that audit being delayed is what often led to us kind of having to scramble, for special meeting in December, what have you. So I'm hopeful that we'll be on a little bit tighter of a schedule, closer to October, November of starting the year-end process rather than November, December. So that's just a couple quick updates from me.
Any questions for the administration? Thank you. Aldermanic announcements, reports, or comments? Alderman Carr.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank the police department for their handling of the bank robbery. I do work at one of the schools in town, and we were notified immediately to go into lockdown. I really appreciate that, keeping us all safe, so thank you very much.
Any other Alderman comments? If not, we need a motion to adjourn. Motion Alderman Fairwell, seconded by Alderman Ruthenberg. All in favor, say aye.